Nnamdi Kanu breaks silence, says Biafrans will resist court judgment, affirming IPOB as terrorist group. See details. My dear listeners, this is the news coming from Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, in detention, saying Biafrans will resist court judgment, affirming IPOB as terrorist group. To my dear listeners, before I go into the details, kindly please ensure you like, subscribe to this channel and share. Good morning and welcome to today's news. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, has expressed strong opposition to the recent ruling by the Court of Appeal in Abuja, which upheld the proscription of IPOB and its designation as a terrorist organization. Kanu, currently detained by the Department of State Services (DSS), has vowed to challenge the judgment, asserting that it violates the Nigerian Constitution and relevant statutes. On Thursday, the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal confirmed an earlier ruling by the Federal High Court, which had proscribed IPOB and labeled it a terrorist group. The three-member panel of the Appeal Court, led by Justice Abdul Kafarati, agreed with the federal government's legal representation, arguing that IPOB's activities posed a significant threat to Nigerians' national security and stability. In response, Kanu criticized the ruling, stating that the Federal High Court's order was improperly obtained through an ex parte application by the federal government, rather than following the legally prescribed process of a hearing before a judge in chambers. Kanu also contended that the proscription violated the fundamental principle of fair hearing enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution, as IPOB was not given notice or the opportunity to be heard before the court issued the order. Kanu's legal team, led by Aloy Jimako, met with him at the DSS facility where they issued a statement outlining their stance. They emphasized that the appeal court's decision would be vigorously contested within both Nigerian and international legal frameworks. Ejimako argued that the ruling ignored serious legal flaws, including the fact that the proscription order was signed by the late Abba Kyari rather than former President Muhammadu Buhari as required by law. Despite acknowledging these issues, the appeal court dismissed the case, citing national security concerns as justification for bypassing constitutional provisions. Kanu expressed concerns over the disproportionate targeting of the Igbo ethnic group through the proscription of IPOB, questioning the national security threat posed by the group in 2017 that would justify such a drastic action. He argued that the constitutional process for suspending rights in the interest of national security was not properly followed in this case. He further stated that the Court of Appeal ruling would not affect the main case he is pursuing, as the decision is not final. Kanu's legal team plans to take the case to the Supreme Court, which is the final authority on such matters. Kanu also warned against labeling him as IPOB, labeling IPOB as terrorist, emphasizing that it would be legally unwise to do so until either is convicted or the Supreme Court makes a final ruling. He stressed that any individuals or entities spreading such claims would face legal consequences. He further pointed out that the court's decision, which disregarded the principle of fair hearing, was a clear example of the systemic prejudice against the Igbo people in Nigeria. In conclusion, Kanu and his legal team remain determined to challenge the ruling, viewing it as a violation of constitutional rights and a deeply flawed judicial process. Now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by the comment section and let us know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.